Hey, happy Wednesday, October 29th, 2025. Hope you're doing awesome. I'm Jason here with the Inspired Life, and yeah, I'm just clicking some buttons getting started here. So give me a sec, but that's kind of rude. Um, you guys are if you're watching, that's great. I appreciate you all so much. Sometimes I gotta click a lot of buttons to get this live stream going, and it's all good. I can definitely click buttons. So hope you're having a great day today. A couple things. One, I just want to say thank you again. As always, I appreciate you guys watching. It's so helpful to me. So thank you for doing that. Number two, I want to thank you for getting me close to my goal of how much 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I'm at 972, I think 972. So I would love if you guys could, if you're not watching me on YouTube, I would love for you to watch me on YouTube. That would be amazing. Um, Subscribe over there as well. Follow me on YouTube. My goal is to get to 1,000 peeps before it's gonna be. I don't know if it's doable, but before midnight, October 31st, Halloween. So I am so dang close right now. Yeah, so love for you to go over on YouTube. If you're not there, watch me there. Like, follow me on YouTube. Just a personal goal I have. Just get to 1,000 people. It'd just be kind of fun. All right. Enough of me looking into this camera. I'm going to give you guys the desk view. Let's talk about what we're sketching tonight. I always think it's cool to do this view because you kind of see a little bit behind me and what the setup looks like. One of my favorite right there. Whoa, that one. That's a blown up poster size image of a sketch I did in 2001, an ink wash. I think it's the very first ink wash. So it's what I do that with. I don't remember what kind of pen. It's probably either a Sharpie or a Pilot Precise pen. Added some watercolor to it, and it's called Once Upon a Time. And um, it was pretty small. I think the original was about this big, if I remember. I could be wrong. I think the original was about this size. But anyway, so I love that behind there. I blew it up to a big poster, and you can see some of my NYC sketches behind me as well. So it's just cool, I think, to always get an inside glimpse of, where people are working, where they're creating. So from behind me, let's go to the desktop, and we'll talk about what we're sketching tonight. There we go. Hope you guys are doing great. Let me put some music on. So I had a challenge. Hey, M, great to see you. D-Ray, great to see you as well. Yes, a lot of buttons to click. Um, so Chip said the other day, and Chip, I'm sorry, I should have texted you to let you know I was going to be on tonight. Am I looking at the right camera? Wait, which camera? I think I'm in that camera now. Don't mind me. I got a lot of cameras. So Chip mentioned the other night, because I've been doing these haunted house sketches or creepy, spooky houses, which I got to make creepier. We're going to save that for maybe Halloween night. I'm going to show you how I'm going to make my sketches even creepier. But he said maybe I could sketch the mansion that was on the TV series Dark Shadows. So I remember Dark Shadows as a kid. I think it was on PBS, kind of a gothic soap opera. I'd like to watch it again, actually. So I found a picture. Here's a picture. Well, it's actually taped up. I can't pull it down. But I found a reference image. I think the mansion in Dark Shadows was based on the exterior was based on a house in Rhode Island, mansion in Rhode Island. And let's do some sketching. I have a big sketch tonight. I'm doing a couple different things. I'm actually sketching on different paper. So I'm going to use hot press paper. Hot press, if you don't know, is it's very smooth. This is 140 pounds, so it's thick enough to add watercolor or ink wash to it, but it's smooth. My typical go-to is this kind of paper. This is cold press watercolor paper, and you can see it has a texture on it. So the reason I'm switching to hot press smooth paper tonight is I want to play around with this fountain pen. I want to give it a good chance. It's not working well on the rough paper, so I said, I thought maybe I would try and mess around on the smoother paper. So let's do it. Instagram peeps, you're not gonna be able to see the whole image, unfortunately. It's a pretty big, wide canvas here. So, hey, the Pastor's Palette, great to see you over on Instagram. Thank you for inspiring this tonight's sketch. I'm going to be doing the Dark Shadows Mansion, so let's sketch. And yeah, seriously, if you guys on Instagram, you probably would want to go to YouTube or not TikTok or YouTube or Facebook to see the whole thing. All right, let's do it. I'm talking too much because I'm excited. Let's put the cap on. I want to sketch this really quick. I've never sketched this building before. And just like my normal architectural sketches, I like to start with kind of a roof line. And sketch is quicker, I think. I'm thinking too much about it. So when I start thinking too much about a sketch, I kind of lose my style. My style, which is very quick and loose. And if I think too much, I don't. It just doesn't resonate with me as much as I want it to. This roof has a lot of gable roofs. Gable roofs are these peaked roofs. So you can see it's a peak house. It's peak. I'm trying to sound cool. Peak is a very big word these days in school, as some of my peeps watching can attest to. You know, peak like peak performance. All right, cool. This house has a bunch of chimneys on it also. This is a tricky one. Let's see, let's just bring this line back like this. This is what I'm going to sketch a few times. Not tonight, but over the course of time, I'm going to do a bunch of sketches on this. This big round turret, this kind of tower piece, seems to be the star of the show on the building that I'm looking at. I'm also going to try bleeding some ink tonight, so I don't know if I'll add color yet. How much more do I want to do? Let's bring this corner down, bring that corner down. There's a lot of detail on this house that I'm not going to sketch. I don't usually sketch detail. If I'm going to do detail, I'll focus on it just a small section and do a detailed sketch. But usually my overall compositions are just capturing the overall vibe of a building. Wow. This one has arches going on. It's actually a very cool building. Another chimney back there, blah, blah, blah. Some landscape. Feel free to say hi in the comments, ask questions. I'll be peeking in a couple minutes. This chimney, I think, comes actually down in front of there. All right. There's some trees happening, so I can't really see everything that's going on. But, all right. Let's bleed some ink. Hey, Linda, great to see you. Hope all's well. D-Ray, that's yeah, I'm using the hot press. So this is a pen I picked up at the Empire Pen Show a few weeks ago, maybe in New York City. This was just a cool little fountain pen I saw sitting there. I think it was $35. It's magnetic. Listen to this. Ready? It's just so satisfying. Listen to this close. So I thought it'd be fun to play around with it tonight. So I talk about setting intentions a lot of times before I start a sketch. My intention tonight really is just to break out this pen, test it on hot press paper. You can see it's going down really nicely. Doesn't I'm not getting luck with this on cold press paper. So that's my intention. You guys will probably see me sketch this building again and again. Let's bleed some ink. See how that looks. I'm using dirty water, so you might notice some orangey browns happening. Hey, Chip's on. Chip, thank you. So Chip inspired this building. He made the suggestion. I really appreciate it, man. I'm glad you're on. I forgot. I was gonna text you and I totally forgot to let you know I was going on to do this. Hope you're doing good, man. Uh, I am liking this pen so far on the hot press paper. It is not a winner for me on cold press yet. I'll try it again on cold press before I wrap up tonight, and maybe I just needed to get the pen started and get the ink life flowing in the pen. And I want to see how the ink bleeds when it looks. I'm just kind of randomly bleeding some of the ink here. Might be throwing down too much water. But yeah, hot press paper is really slick. So the water is not getting really sucked into the paper. I'm probably using too much water. So when I use watercolor, sometimes I use a lot of water. I have to change my thinking with this paper. The water is just kind of sitting on top. It's puddling up big time. So that is something I didn't take into consideration with the hot press paper. Uh, less water, less water, less water, kiddo. Pretty cool. Grab a drink of water. Where is it? Speaking of water, Linda says, "Nice pen." Yeah, Linda, this is a really cool pen. Aesthetically, I love the aesthetics and looks of it. I love that it's compact. Like it fits in my hand when it's closed. I also love that I could sketch with it full length, right? If I want to. Yeah, I put way too much water on here. Or I can sketch if I really want a tight grasp on it and get fine detailed lines. I can really just hold it like that. I mean, I can keep that part on, but this annoys me. Whenever I'm trying to, if I do something tight-handed, I don't like the long barrel. It kind of annoys me back here. I'd rather do it like this. What company makes this, guys? They're not a sponsor. Can you guys read this? I can't read this. I can't remember who makes this pen. Sorry, pen company. I can let you guys know if you want, for sure. Dang. I'm trying to see if I have the box around here it came in. Man, I don't see it. I am drawing a blank. I don't even remember who made this. While this is drying, let's go to some. Here, I got some hot press. We'll just use this as scrap paper. Let me try the pen. Now that I got it kind of started, we'll see how it works on this paper. Hey, you guys are awesome. If you are just joining, I'm going to sound like a broken record a little bit. I am trying, I would love to get to 1K subscribers on YouTube. Getting closer every day. I'm getting like one or two new people on YouTube following me. I think I'm at 972. I would love to get to 1,000 before midnight on Halloween. All right, let's try this on here. I don't know. What do I want to sketch on this? It doesn't matter. This is scrap, so we'll just do another. Oh, it's working. Okay. Well, that's cool. All right. Maybe I just needed to get the fountain pen started because it's actually sketching pretty nicely on the cold press. I couldn't get it working the other day. Weird. Let me just bleed it on this paper. The other thing is I forgot paper towels or napkins or tissues or something to blot this off. Blot the paintbrush off. Yeah, I'm definitely more in my comfort zone with this paper. 100%. All right, it's working, guys. I'm a happy camper. Let's see if I can do some wet on wet here. Oh, heck yeah. Let me zoom in. It's okay with wet on wet, not really the best. Hey, Gloremia on Instagram. Great to see you. Hope all's well. All right, guys, I'm kind of liking this. One of the things with cold press paper is that the fibers tend to get stuck in the tip of your nib. So you might find yourself having to clean them off, wiping them on maybe a tissue or a paper towel. But yeah, that's cool. I like it. All right, so yeah, here's the hot press paper. I one of the things one of the things I love. Look at how the ink is bleeding. Look at the colors in that ink. You got some like purples, some blues going on. We even have some. It's probably because of the dirty water. We have some brown kind of tones happening in here. So I really love the way um, that's looking. But you can see how the water is just kind of pooled on here, right? Just gonna spread it out. All right, all right, cool. Let's keep working with our hot press one. I'll keep it zoomed in, and we'll just play around for a few more minutes. Let me know if you guys have any questions, comments, thoughts, feedback. When this dries, I can definitely come back and add more detail. I can't really do it right now. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. I always appreciate you watching, whether it's live or replays. It's all good. We have some windows and this turrets. So a turret is like the round tower piece we see here. Let's come over to here a little bit. This will be fun to add detail on. So, pro tip, if I did not want my ink to bleed, instead of using this fountain pen ink, um, I would have started with a Sharpie marker, which is what I usually do. But I knew I wanted to play around with the bleeding tonight, so that's why I sketched with the fountain pen. You can get fountain pen ink that does not bleed if you want to. But for that, I just that's why I use a Sharpie. It's so much easier for me. And Sharpies are my go-to sketching tool. If I could only take one, I get asked this question sometimes. If I could only use one pen, what would it be? And for me, I'm going to consider this a pen, or right, it's really a marker. I would take a Sharpie. This is my number one favorite sketching tool right here. I have tons of them. We got a wow. There's a chimney here too. This house has tons of chimneys on it. How cool is this? I'm gonna do some more research on this. So I think this is the the Dark Shadows house here. The facade exterior was inspired by a mansion, I believe, in Rhode Island. I looked really quickly tonight. I think it was called Burnham by the Sea, or Burnham by the Sea. If you Google it, you can see pictures of it. It had a couple other names as well over the years. Got some arches here. But I'm going to Google it, look at some interior pictures, and get more of a history of it. Hey, thank you for watching on Instagram. I appreciate my Instagram watchers. You guys are awesome. Also I appreciate everybody. You know I'm grateful. Hope you know I'm grateful. I was gonna say I hope you know I'm great, but no, I mean grateful. I'm just kidding. I am not great. I am just me. It's all we can be in life, right? Just be yourself. Some people will get you, some people won't get you, and that's cool. That's what life's about. Just do you. That's my life advice for tonight. I'm I'm really tired of the comparison trap, and I just got so tired of it over the years, and comparing myself to others, and others comparing me to them and to others, and yeah, it the comparison trap can be a dangerous thing unless you use comparison to fuel up your drive, fuel up your desires, fuel up your energy to propel yourself to a different level. That's when comparison is a good thing. If you're using comparison to shut you down, hold you back, make you live in fear, not wanting to express yourself in public, whether it's verbally, artistically, that's when that's when comparison is is a no game. It's bad. So you can go down two different paths when you're in the comparison zone, right? So I'm trying to train myself all the time to use it as a propellant to excel me personally, so I grow personally better comparing me to me. Wow, that was deep. I'm throwing that one in for free tonight for you guys. All right, cool. All right, I'm going to shift it over a little bit. So I'm just adding some lines. I like the looseness of this. Let's see if there's any questions or comments. Really like old gothic look on the pen bleed. Yeah, Chip, I love the bleed as well. This is going to be so much fun to come back over and add some ink on top of. I love the how loose this is. Linda says Sharpie, brave. Linda, yeah, 100%. definitely need more practice with hot press paper. Did I miss a chimney? I missed a chimney somewhere. Yeah, there's a. Oh, this. I see what I did. This chimney actually comes down here. That's what I did. We got a chimney that comes all the way down. Got some dormers up here. This is a really, really cool house. Definitely give it another sketch or two. It's almost looks almost Tudor, like a Tudor style in the picture I'm looking at. Maybe like a neo Tudor house. Yeah, I'm tired. When I'm tired, I can't talk. It's one of the ways you know I'm tired. I just stumble and fumble my words more than normal. It's like my brain is so much faster than my mouth. Ever happened to you? Oh, we got a corner here as well. This is interesting. The more I look at the photo, the more details I'm seeing. This is the house of never-ending lines. This is a challenge. I love it. Yeah, I definitely missed a bunch of things. It's all good. I am just having fun playing with my pen, experimenting with a new building I never sketched before. Let's bleed some more ink, maybe for the landscape here. Hey, Gloramia, good to see you. Hope I said that right. Gloramia. Hello, that was good. Hello, by the way. Hello, so good to see you. I appreciate you watching. All right, let's bleed some ink. Glow, if I call you Glow. Glow, so if you want to see this whole image, what I'm working on, definitely check out either my YouTube channel or Facebook. You can see the whole image because it's a pretty big image. I know on Instagram, you're just seeing a really small section of it. All right, cool. There we go. I am loving the colors that are bleeding down here on the bottom right for the ground. That is pretty awesome. Wow. Yeah, that's looking, I love that. Remember, less water on hot press paper. Less water. I'm doing like a mental note to myself here. I'm just going to use this as a blotter for now. Let's just blot this here since I don't have any paper towels. So if you don't have any paper towels, napkins or something to blot off your brush when you're using it, you could use your shirt, but I wouldn't do that. Or B, I just like to kind of take a piece of scrap and just blot it off on there. There we go. Yeah, I can definitely control it with less water. And I don't mean control in a bad way, like I want to be precise. I mean control is just laying down the amount of water I need because I still want that loose, non-technical vibe. There we go. See, I can just kind of drop it and just let things bleed. This is looking cool. Hey, there you are. Great to see you, Gigi, on YouTube. Really? Gigi NYC, that is awesome. Is it the same on Instagram and YouTube? Am I wrong? That's crazy. I had no idea. I'm not used to watching Instagram lives, and I've had people tell me they couldn't see the whole thing. Thank you for telling me that. I didn't know it was the same image. Now I know. Gigi, it's always great to see you, and I appreciate your nice comments. And I have not been in the CFOT's chat too much. Just the timing at night hasn't really worked out for me lately. And I miss CFOT, and you guys in that community is amazing. I'm hoping during the winter holidays I can get better. So I'm looking at trying to make it look really kind of overgrown at the bottom here. D-Ray says, use your shirt. Yes, you would. I do all the time. I have, but this is a nice red shirt that I actually just bought recently. I want to keep it red for a while, I think. All right, here's a really cool example. Now that this is drying, I can come back. Actually, let me do it with the Sharpie. Nope, it's too wet for the Sharpie. Sharpies don't like to write on wet areas, but here. So you can see I can pull back some of these lines if I want that we lost. I can kind of add them back in. There's a window here. I have to be careful not to. You can see, I always say it's not art unless what? It's not arts unless you wear it. Bam. We're wearing some ink. Because I just put my hand in a wet puddle of ink. The hazards. Oh, the hazards. I actually, let me zoom out. I actually am really liking this. I like how loose it is. There. What do you guys think? I like it. Let's pop out some of the windows a little bit more. Let's just keep using this fountain pen. I'm really digging this pen. I kind of didn't like it last time I used it. But then again, it was different paper. It's working really well here. Let's do some hatch lines for shadows. Right, it's gonna be tricky here. I'm gonna have to rotate the paper. There's nothing wrong with your screens. I literally just turned the paper. I don't want to put my wrist in all the wet puddles. So that's a good pro tip. Don't be afraid to rotate, turn, twist your paper. It's a lot easier than contorting your hand and your wrist and your arm. Just move the paper. Right, so I'm just adding these hatch lines to give it some depth. I like to add them along the ridge, not the ridge, the eave line here. The ridge is the top point. The eave is this part of the roof. Got some wet puddle there, so it's not going to draw too well. Where else do I want to add some? Maybe this turret area, I have some shadows happening here. Dark shadows. I have some dark shadows. See what I said? See what I'm doing? Dark shadows. Because that's the name of the TV show. I wonder if you can stream that anywhere. I know Tim Burton did a Dark Shadows movie. I think it had Johnny Depp in it. If I remember, it was kind of cheesy, unfortunately, or maybe it was meant to be cheesy. But I'd love to watch the TV show again. It's been years. I think it was early 70s. I was just a little kid. D-Ray says, I like it. Chip says, I wonder how many people tuned into Dark Shadows back in the 60s. Oh, it was the 60s. Wow. Yeah, I wasn't around back then. Let me know in the comments how many of you guys have watched Dark Shadows. Chip, this is a fun sketch. Thank you again for the suggestion, man. This is right up my alley, this building. Let's do some hatch lines here. Am I talking too much? Sorry if I'm talking too much, guys. I'm just hyper. I'm excited. I'm going to leave. I'm not even going to put any details here. I'm just going to let it kind of ghost out on the side. Even this side, I'm just going to let it ghost out. Believe it or not, the building does continue off to the right. There's more here. Gigi says never. You've never seen it. So it was like I think they called it a gothic soap opera about vampires. And Chip, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like you know a lot more about it than I do. I'm just trying to pull out some details now, guys. Gigi says, reminds me of French castles. Yeah, yeah, like a French chateau castle. Especially the round turret. Here, let me untape this picture. I'll show you guys what I'm looking at. Here's the image I'm looking at. This one I definitely need an image. Since I've never sketched it, it's not ingrained into my brain. I wish I had a sepia marker. Can you guys just give me 30 seconds. I'm gonna see if I can grab a sepia marker. Where are they? Sepia. Oh, I think I found them. Awesome. I think we're in luck. I feel like I want to add some sepia on here. So let's just see if I can find a sepia marker. These are cool little bins. I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 of these. I love that they're clear. You can see through them. So I know it's in here. Not a sponsor. They're not a sponsor, but I think I have sepia in here. I haven't looked in here in a while. Got some Posca pens. Oh, is this a sepia? Heck yeah. Look what I just found. Score. OMG. That is awesome. I love it, love it. Let's see. Yeah, I get excited over pens. I don't even know if I've ever used this one. All right, let's pull them out. All right. Jackpot. This is even brand new. I know I have an open one somewhere, but we'll just grab this. All right, there we go. Yes, awesome. I'm going for it. I'm throwing down some sepia. I don't have my. I usually like to put this down, these markers down on a little board, lift it, and then paint it on. You know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna do it right on here. All right, let me zoom out. Ooh, it's 10 o'clock. Holy moly! I got school tomorrow. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap up in give me 3 minutes. I want to throw on some sepia. I'll show you how it looks. Oh, I'm excited. So I'm literally just gonna take my sepia, throw it up there, dip my brush into the water. Hopefully I can get it before it dries. I'm gonna kind of do this, pick up some of that color, and then I'm just gonna literally throw some of that color here. And I'll show you exactly why I did it that way. There's a there's a reason I like that. Pretty important reason for me. Yeah, look at that. Oh, and I can. This is exciting. I'm excited. So this is a Winsor Newton watercolor marker. There are three colors of this marker I love. This sepia is one. The other one's cerulean blue. The other one is a yellow, and I can't think of what it's called. It's a yellow color. All right, here's why I did it that way. Pro tip: if you look here in this corner, this is where I threw the sepia marker down. It's gonna dry, and I can't move it. It kind of stains that way. If I just lift it off and kind of paint with it, I don't have to worry about getting these stain kind of marks. So I like to lift it and paint with it. And it's just a personal preference. Yeah, this is fun. Holy man, I'll zoom in so you can see this better. This sepia just took this up a level for me, guys. 100%. I don't want to go to bed. I don't want to go to bed. I want to paint and sketch and play all night. At least next week's a short week. We have a teachers convention at the end of the week. It's optional. You don't have to go to the convention. So I am not going. I am going to catch up on life outside of school. I love school, but it takes up a different kind of energy and a different kind of time. It's all good. All right. I don't know what you guys think, but maybe I don't know, but I'm loving the sepia on here. I hear my pup outside. She's outside my door. Oh, there we go. That's cool. That's actually kind of fun. Look at that. Here, I don't mind if it stains because I kind of want this shape to show through. I want that shape to show through. Sorry, I was talking with a paintbrush in my mouth. I'm multitasking here. OMG. Let's even throw some down here. This is gonna be fun. Watch this. I'm gonna be brave. Where do I start? Let's start here. Alright, I gotta do it quick. Oh, I didn't hit it quick enough, but that's okay. OMG. Alright, I'm gonna zoom in so you guys can see how this is drying and we'll wrap up. Boom, boom, boom. Alright. Let me just pick a song here to wrap up with in my brain. I know you guys can't hear my tunes. Sorry about that. I don't want to be copyrighted. One with this one. All right, let's zoom in. You guys can see how this is looking. Let me know if you have any final questions or comments. D-Ray, I'm serious. I'm going to log off in a minute. Instead of an hour after I say I'm going to finish. Isn't that funny? All right. Look how this is drawing, right? So you can see the sepia kind of in that roof. I'm loving the bleeding on here. I'm loving the way it's drying. I actually really, really love the scribbliness, the looseness. I like to say sometimes if you can scribble, you can sketch. You can sketch architecture. It's true. This is this is very scribbly, right? Gigi says big difference. Yeah, thanks, Gigi. Appreciate it. D-Ray says Sepia did it for me. Awesome. Chip says it was the greatest cult classic ever made. Rushed home from school to see it at 4:30. That's awesome. So glad you. That's so cool. That was me in college. I would rush home to watch Batman the animated series for my classes. I forget what time it was on. It was I don't even remember, but I would try to always rush back to my dorm to catch the newest episodes of Batman the animated series. Still my favorite animated series ever. Cool, right, guys? This is fun. You know what would make this even better? D-Ray, I may have to go back on my word. I understand if you guys need to leave. Where is my yellow watercolor marker? Oh my gosh, this would be amazing. Where is it? Maybe it's not here. Dang it. I don't know where it is. All right. Never mind. I can't find it. We'll save that for another time. I feel like if I added some yellow pops and maybe a few of these windows, this would look amazing. So I don't have. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just break out a yellow young color pencil. We'll do that instead. Here we are. So this is when I talk about grab and go creativity, I like to grab and go with whatever's nearby, because if I have to stop and look for something, I lose my flow. I mean, check that out. Check out these little pops of. I kind of want it to be a little more orangey, to be honest with you, but this will work for now. It's not quite the color I had in my brain. I'm not going to do all the windows. I just want to pop some light in some places here. Right, so you can kind of just see how some of that is popping out. Heck yeah. All right. I'll zoom out so you can see the whole thing, and I am done with this one for now. There you guys go. It's a pretty big sketch. This sketch is what we got. We got it's basically 12 inches long, and if I just go to that part, let's say 12 by 7. Pretty decent size. I wish I had a big frame to put around it to see what it looks like. Let's try, we can mini frame it. You know, if I just did parts of it. I'm not sold on it. I think I definitely need a bigger frame. Actually, this is kind of a cool composition right here. Boom. I want to get the tower, maybe this. I kind of like showing, no, I kind of like showing half the tower. I kind of like that composition. So that could work. No. Maybe that. All right, guys. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you for watching, whether you're watching live or you watch a replay. You guys are amazing. As you can see, you fuel me up to keep going, 100%. And yeah, fingers crossed I can get to 1K subscribers by midnight, October 31st, or would it be 11:59 p.m. October 31st? Just would be a fun goal to hit. Until we meet again, sketch boldly, live creatively, and inspire endlessly.